Are you trying to figure out which Fuji 35 prime is right for you? Well, in today's video, we're going to do a blind test to see if you can spot the image quality differences between the Fuji 35mm 1.4, the Fuji 35mm f2, and the Mitakon 35mm 0.95. No pixel peeping, no brick walls, just straight up real world images. Get out your notebooks and sharpen your pencils, homies, because it's test time today. What's up guys, Reggie B Photo here, and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Reggie Ballesteros, and I'm a wedding photographer based in the San Francisco Bay Area. Instead of comparing tech specs or doing side-by-side comparisons, today we're focusing on real-world images created by these lenses. This blind test is comprised of 30 images from a variety of lighting situations and a variety of subject matters. 10 images from the magical Fujinon 35mm 1.4, 10 images from the Fujinon 35mm f2, aka the Fujicron 35mm, and 10 images from the bokeh monster, the Mitakon 35mm 0.95, which has a depth of field equivalent to a full frame 50mm 1.4 lens. Yup, 0.95. I'm not sure if you can hear the crying baby, but excuse me for that. Hold on.
Of course. Cars. W.
This one? So get out a pen and a paper, or pull up the Notes app on your phone and make a list from 1 to 30. And as the pictures are shown, try and guess which lens was used to take each photo. Afterwards, I'm going to show all the images again with the camera, lens, and exposure settings used to create that image. Simple enough? Alright, let's get the test started. So, what did you think of the results? Let me know down in the comments below how many you got right, and be honest. So I personally own all three of these lenses, but each for their own specific reasons. The first one I purchased was the 35mm f2, and I originally did so to have a lightweight compact prime to pair with the X-T20 that I owned at the time. I've since sold the X-T20, but I still keep the lens around for video work, since the autofocus is quiet, smooth for rack focusing, and it's pretty quick too. I then purchased the Mitakon 35mm 0.95 when I owned my X-T2 in the chase of obtaining full frame depth of field on the Fuji-X crop system. And while Fuji's focus peaking is really helpful for manual focus, personally just was not quick enough to use a manual focus lens for wedding and portrait work. But for product shots, details, and just experimenting off the clock at home, the results are amazing, especially for an image created on a crop sensor. Finally, I purchased the Fuji 35mm 1.4 for professional wedding and portrait work after I fully switched over to the X-T3 from full frame. After my first couple shoots in a wedding, I didn't like the higher ISO images that I had to take because of the 35 f2's smaller aperture. So I opted for the 1.4 lens in order to let in more light and keep my ISOs a little bit lower. While the Mitakon does have a larger aperture than this 1.4, I wanted to have autofocus for weddings and portrait work. And the autofocus when paired with the X-T3 is more than fast enough despite it being one of the original Fuji lenses and having a very old autofocus motor. It hasn't let me down yet in low light situations at this point. Also, the Fuji 35mm 1.4 is my personal favorite lens out of the bunch. Along with the 16mm 1.4, it's my most used lens for personal work at home, going out to travel, taking photos of my family, or just anything for myself. Alright, so I'm hoping that this blind test, as well as my insights and experiences from using all three of these lenses, will be helpful in your search for finding the perfect 35mm Fuji lens for you and your budget. If you're ready to pull the trigger on one of them, or maybe all of them, I've got affiliate links down below in the description if you want to support the channel at no additional cost to you. If this video helped you out, hit that thumbs up button and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I'm posting a new Fujifilm or photography video every single week. And if you want to see more of my photo work, then follow me on Instagram at @ReggieBPhoto for new posts every single day. Alright, that's it for me. Remember to get out, go shoot, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Cause
Yeah!